Welcome to the 2013 opening Convocation event. We're glad to have you all here with us today as we kick off another great school year and celebrate our successes. And now, sit back and enjoy the show, We're Better Together. Now to please stand for the national anthem. We welcome today select members of the White Bear Lake Area High School South Campus Mariner Choir and Director Marie Dimmitt. As the students perform the national anthem, we ask for complete silence. Thank you, students. We now ask that you turn your attention to our two-time national champion White Bear Lake Area High School cheerleading team, coached by Heather Lee. The team will demonstrate for us why they are better together. We now welcome White Bear Lake Area School Board Chair Janet Newberg, a graduate of the district and a parent of two White Bear Lake Area High School alumni. It looks like, in keeping with today's theme, Chair Newberg will have help as she welcomes you back for the 2013 school year.
Well, welcome to Convocation 2013 on behalf of the entire school board. As Tim said, in keeping with today's theme, we're better together. I invited members of the school board to join me this morning. We have Kathy Story, Lori Swanson, and George Kimball, and we each have some words we'd like to share with you.
Good morning. Before I begin, I want to share with you that yesterday we dropped our youngest daughter, Jane, off at college. I'm not sure where the years have gone. The only thing that made it easier was knowing that she was prepared. Many of you know her. Many of you played a role in preparing her for this very moment. As a parent, I want to thank you for believing in her, for helping her to believe in herself, for encouraging her, for challenging her, for listening to her, all those things that you do best. I know you thought she was as special as my husband and I do, and as parents, we can't thank you for and expect anything more. The we and we are better together includes all of us, parents, staff, and students, working together as a team. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Many of you may not know this, but I was working as a part-time ELL professional at Lake Airs Elementary when I was first appointed to the board. I loved that job. It provided me with an in-depth look at our pairs and what a beloved group it is. You work with some of our more challenging students, and you do it with dignity and grace, tirelessly and unselfishly. You are patient and you genuinely care. making a difference in the lives of these students. As expectations increase, we are even more grateful to you and truly appreciate all you do. Your support of our classroom teachers, helping in the evening with events, and taking time with parents. You are a gift to all of us. We are better for having you as a part of our team. Our secretaries are the face of the district. You are the voice at the end of the phone, providing information to prospective parents, answering questions from current parents, welcoming all who stop by with a smile and a kind word, keeping the principals organized, keeping everyone organized, helping our students, answering their questions, being there for them, helping whenever and wherever in any way. And you do it all with warmth and compassion, cheering everyone on from behind the scenes. We are grateful to you for all that you do. You make it look so easy, and yet we know it's not, juggling so much every minute of every day. And you do it all so very well. Thank you for making a difference. We are better for having you as a part of our team, too. Key to making sure our students are equipped to learn is making sure that they are well fed and nourished with healthy and nutritious food. Our food services staff does just that. For some of our students, it's their only real meal of the day. In preparing and serving thousands of nutritious and delicious meals each day, you make sure our students are prepared for learning. We appreciate all you do to go the extra mile for accommodating dietary needs, helping the little and not so little ones who forget their PIN numbers, making sure our students have a meal when they don't have the money in their account, all while greeting and recognizing our students by name. And you serve it all up with a spoonful of love. We are grateful to you for all that you do to nurture our students and help them to become stronger and healthier individuals. And yes, we are better for having you as a part of our team too. Would our paraprofessionals, secretaries, and food service workers please stand and be acknowledged? Thank you.
Good morning, I'm Lori Swanson, and I'd like to also recognize a few of our employee groups this morning. I'll begin with our bus drivers and aides. Every day, you safely transport our precious little ones and not so little ones to school and back, from the most pleasant weather conditions to those days that some question administration's decision to hold school. You are reliable, and you are incredibly skilled individuals, and by your actions and your interactions with families and students, you reinforce the district's commitment to our students and their families. The next group that I'd like to recognize this morning is our custodians, our facilities and building operations folks, and our ground staff. For those community members who no longer have school-aged children, the face of the district is not the educators and the incredible staff within our buildings, but it is the buildings themselves. Our 17 or so buildings actually belong to the community, and it's our responsibility as a district to care for those important community assets. Thank you so very much for the care and for the care you give to our buildings, inside and out, and the grounds. You do great work, and you make all of us look good. Your care of our facilities is a direct reflection of our care and commitment to our students and their families. We greatly appreciate all you do. And on a personal note, I would like to give a very special shout out to the custodians, and a million thanks to you for ensuring that my children, when they were in elementary, cleaned their plates during lunchtime, or so I'm told, and there's a story behind that. Your monitoring of the lunchroom at very close proximity to the garbage tubs in the cafeteria, coupled with your very stern looks, apparently, gave my children the impression that they had to clean their plates. Again, thank you. I tried this strategy at home to no avail. So kudos to you. The next group of employees I would like to recognize is our confidential employees, but unfortunately, I really can't say too much about your group. In all seriousness, though, we appreciate the level of your position. You handle very sensitive situations with the highest degree of integrity, professionalism, and great compassion for others. Sometimes there's situations dealing with our students and their families. Sometimes there's situations dealing with a staff concern. And sometimes you have to deal with board members. Or is that just me? Another group that's very special in my heart is our extended day staff. Oh my gosh, extended day staff, you are amazing. How many of us here really knows exactly what our extended day staff does for our students and their families? For those of you who have no idea, allow me to share my perspective with you. They provide a safe and nurturing environment for our elementary school children, both before and after the school day, which includes academic classroom support, book clubs, and homework clubs. They nurture the unique talents and skills of our students. They nurture relationships among our students. They model acceptance. They encourage our students to do good for others. And they create lifelong relationships. They have such a positive impact on our lives of our students, impact on the lives of our students and their families, that they are invited to graduation celebrations, weddings, and those important milestones in an individual's life that they share with only those who are special in their lives. Thank you, Extended Day administration and staff, for all you do for our students and their families. Finally, I have some words of shout out to our non-affiliated staff. Now that doesn't seem to have a lot of detail for anyone, kind of like our confidential employees, but non-affiliated staff, I just want to thank you for all that you do. Even though your job description is non-affiliated, you are very affiliated with our school district. Your commitment to our students and staff may not always be visible to the entire community, but know that it is very much appreciated by all. Now, if I could just have you all join me in a round of applause for our non-affiliated group, our extended day confidential employees, bus aides, drivers, custodians, and operations and grounds. Please stand. Would you just please stand and be recognized? Yep, I know.
Well, I would like to begin by acknowledging and thanking those people who assure the health and well-being of the students in our district. And this includes our school nurses, our health aides, our psychologists, our social workers, and all of our therapists. When our kids hurt in this district, these people put the bandages on. And when the hurts go deeper than getting that cut on the playground, they assure that the students have the resources, the therapy, to make sure that they're improved to the point where they can actively participate in the wonderful educational opportunities we provide for them. These people are truly angels and have helped both of my kids on a number of occasions throughout their course at White Bear Lake area schools. And second, I'd like to acknowledge and thank our teachers. If our school district only had 2 people in it, one would be a child, of course, the second would be a teacher. And that is what we are about. We are about educating the students, and the rest of us, including everyone on the school board, we are here to support the educational efforts of our teachers. We entrust our most precious assets to the teachers. These are our children. The teachers make indelible imprints on the psyches of our students, of our children. And teachers are people that our students are going to remember decades from now. And they may remember you because you taught them how to find X, even though I was never sure that X was missing in the first place. And it could be that you teachers will be remembered for teaching the economic principles of supply and demand. But what is most assured is that you will be remembered for developing the confidence and skills in our students that will allow them to go forward in life and to succeed. So thank you to all of our health professionals and our teachers. We couldn't do it without you. Could all of the people in these classifications please stand and be recognized?
In 1982, I started a career in teaching, and I started right here in White Bear Lake as a teacher and a coach, and went on to a 14-year career as a middle school, junior high, and high school teacher and coach in White Bear Lake, Stillwater, and Sleepy Eye, Minnesota. And it was just a great, great time in my life. I remember sometimes whispering about those administrators. Some of them had been teachers and they had gone over to the dark side. And some of them didn't really know what it was like to be in the classroom anymore, and all of that kind of stuff. Well, 14 years after I started teaching, in 1996, after finishing administrative degree, I went over to the dark side. I became an administrator. I'm now in my 17th year as an education administrator. Wait a minute, why are you wearing a dark hat and sunglasses to represent administrators? It's called a visual cue. I didn't know how else to represent it. How come I didn't get any visual cues? You could have made my hair brown like it was when you were a teacher. Just leave me alone. Marissa Betty is going to get very upset if this goes on much longer like this, because she's got this thing down. Anyway, I'm here to honor and thank the administrators, principals, cabinet, district leadership team, other district staff, including cultural liaisons who navigate and advocate for all of our diverse students and family. My experience with the White Bear Lake, this White Bear Lake group, is they do lots of stuff. And they're very skilled, caring, and hardworking people. They're dedicated to ensuring that every single student in White Bear Lake ends up college and career ready. They focus on student growth and staff development. They focus on intervention, such as RTI. They challenge and motivate students. They carry out initiatives in AIW, Gifted Talented, AP, CIS, World Language. They deal with policy. They deal with HR issues, district finance, technology. They deal with the crazy stuff that gets handed out every year by federal and state governments, mandates. And they go through and they have to figure out how to implement it. And they just do a great job doing these implementation with or without funding. And so at this time, I'd like all of the district administrators, principals, district staff, cultural liaisons. And by the way, if any of you haven't felt like we said you exactly, like you to stand up too, if that group could stand up, and let's just applaud. Please stand up and let's give all of these staff a round of applause.
Before we leave you this morning, we want to provide you with 3 necessarily very short words of advice to make your 2013-2014 school year a success. And we'd like you to read these words along with us. The first word,
B.
The second word,
A.
And the last word,
Bear.
go Bears! Woo!
We now welcome students Spencer Gresson, Emily Neese, Kenzie Lang, Anna Solomon, and Luke Guion, who will introduce the 2013 Teacher of the Year, Wendy Suya. Wendy is a music teacher at Central Middle School and White Bear Lake Area High School, where she is also the musical theater director.
Well, it's tappers like these who inspire me every day on a daily basis and never cease to amaze me. These 5 students that you just saw prepared that little tap dance for you guys in about 3.5 hours this last week. Can we give them another round of applause? Last year, when planning our fall musical Anything Goes, a foreshadowed roadblock was that we needed to overcome a foreign element of performance, tap dancing. There had been a rich tradition of quality dancing on the White Bear Lake Area Theater stage. However, tap dancing had not been in that familiar equation for these actors. True to form for these kids, I received a message from one of our cast members about a week after I announced the show. She knew this was going to be a challenging task, and she knew that we needed to hit the ground running or tap dancing. She immediately reserved a space, set up a rehearsal schedule, and volunteered her time to teach anyone who felt they needed help with tap. The vast majority of the students last year's show had never tap danced before that summer crash course. Some of those students were among the performers today. They made it look like second nature. The confidence and accomplishment can only happen if we team up, work hard, and try to get better together. Amy Poehler is a well-known female comedian with surprisingly wise words to say about learning from others. No matter what your field, it helps to know what you're good at, but it also helps to recognize what others are good at. If you surround yourself with people that inspire you and people who can help you achieve your goals, you can be even better at what you do. Look at all of us here today. There is nothing more humbling than standing before a group of men and women that I admire and I aspire to be. You are the hardest working, most genuine, supportive, inspiring group of people I know. And to be here standing to greet you this morning is my humblest honor. Last spring, when Dr. Lovett mentioned to me at the North Campus Ice Cream Social that our theme for the convention, or the convocation today, was going to be Better Together, I thought, better together. Better together, I got this. I'm a theater director, I teach choirs and musicals, I got this one. This is what I do. Better Together is the fundamental foundation for directing shows and teaching all of my ensembles. Funny how I started this speech about 36 times before I could articulate what Better Together really did truly mean to me. Now, ask me to produce a tap dance for you? No problem. I got that. The concept of Better Together is something that I am very passionate about. If my students, these kids, if they didn't care about working together and striving for every single person to succeed, there would be no celebration of accomplishment, no successful performance, no memories created filled with achievement and pride. If singers in a choir didn't listen to each other while singing, they clearly would not have unified sound. But when 50 kids are creating sound with each other, breathing at the same time, in the same way, thinking the exact same thoughts, and engaging themselves 110% in their creation of their music, magic happens. Eyes sparkle, and the kind of magic that happens is, when you catch yourself holding your breath because you don't want to be the one to break the moment. But as you look around, you actually notice that everyone else, including you, have the exact same face of magic, inspiration, and connection. That same look. We were just at our best together. Think about it for a moment. Don't we all have moments like this? Sometimes Better Together might just mean 2. You and a student, or you and a colleague. Sometimes Better Together, like today, might mean 1,000. Convocation is a special time where we feel the energy and excitement of the upcoming school year. We are thrilled to see faces, even if it's just a hi at the door. We are all here because we know that White Bear Lake area schools are bounded by black and orange for life. And that alone creates an environment that is most definitely best and brightest together. Now, I realize that you don't all have choirs and casts and audiences and crews of parents building sets and sewing costumes. That's my world. That's my crazy, crazy world. But you do have a cast, and you do have an audience and a crew, and a great show to put on. You are your own director with your cast of one or hundreds. This cast is eager for your direction, dedication, guidance, insight, and motivation. This cast are the students. They look to you actually with no expectation other than for you to do your job, follow through with educational tasks at hand. They don't expect you to do more than give directions or follow lesson plans. However, they have no idea what is in store for them. They have no idea that you will be coming to them with the highest of expectations regarding work ethic and character choices. They will be asked to take on responsibilities and work well with others. They will need to be flexible, dependable, and use their manners. They have no idea what else is in store for them. They will be encouraged, supported, patted on the back, and celebrated. They will be cared for time and time again, and time will stop for them if they need us. They will be admired and have someone somewhere always on their side. They will be listened to and not judged. They will feel safe and valued, and they have no idea how much they are about to be loved. Whether 2 or 1,000, we have an audience. We can't really forget about that audience. They're important too. Our schools are the vision of many. If we did not have an audience of supporting parents and community members, we wouldn't have a place to set the bar. Their keen eye, encouragement, and unique perception shines a light on what we do that makes things a little clearer. Our schools are better because of our audience's intuition and the fact that they are aware of what we do. An encore performance would never happen without an audience full of conviction and passion. And now the crew, we can never forget about the crew. All of the production facets of a performance need to be perfectly synchronized for a show to be a success. In my world, that happens every fall for every musical and every choir concert. Flawless, seamless, perfection. I'm really glad you got that joke. Costumes rip and malfunction, where costumes shouldn't malfunction. Mics surge, lights get unplugged, power fails, fake mustaches and wigs fall off, cues are missed, things happen. But when the production components do all work, it is a celebration. There are screams of relief and congratulations of high fives going on backstage. Kids are beaming with pride that they were able to team up and make it all come together together. In a few short days, we will be working on many production elements that we'll strive to perfect for our students. When that PowerPoint with sound effects and animation works, that's a big deal. It's a really big deal. When success is felt because your interdisciplinary IB unit really rocked, or when your dialogue between your mentor and your mentee feels like it's really clicking, that's a celebration. When your new routine starts to flow and feel predictable, that is an accomplishment. Well, the production components are successfully here placed together. What a great show this is going to be. We are crew members, producers, directors of our own shows, and ISD 624 is a venue that hosts multiple performances all day long. These mini productions are going on all around us. There are great casts and crews striving for the highest level of ensemble everywhere we look. I know that it feels good to be a diamond in the rough or the underdog that outplayed everyone. But what if we were the epitome of educational collaboration? One phenomenal performance right after another. That would be the ultimate definition of better together. If we prioritized watching and learning from each other's amazing stages that are pristinely set all around our district, drawing from the talents of those around us, lending props and accessories, resources, sharing techniques and philosophies, creating an environment safe for peers to ask questions, enjoying exchange concerts and inviting clinicians, each other, into each other's classrooms. That is an environment that would bust the box office. Together, creating a symphony which means sounding together. Whether it's 2 or hundreds, it's about creating an environment that brings us to our best academically and teaches life-changing lessons in the process. Our students are changed because of you. Our students have an endless list of names of educators, facilitators, administrators, and life coaches who have made a monumental impact on who they are and who they want to become. You make a difference in the lives of our students every day. I know that I'm personally grateful for the mentors in my life, my coaches, teachers, Stan, my bus driver, Florence, who is our lunch supervisor and our church custodian. I went to a small school. Those mentors told me what I was good at. I didn't know, but they did. They guided me. They gave me opportunities, had conversations with me that I had no idea would change my life. I didn't expect it. I didn't really know what was even happening. But because Mrs. Larson said, "Hey, you'd be a good teacher someday," and Mr. Gaffney told me, "You need to meet me over at Lincoln Elementary on Tuesdays because I've got some flute players that need some help." And when Sister Regina said to everyone at our 5th grade graduation ceremony, "Wendy, well, she has the gift to gab." Yeah, I'm not making this up. Those lines are in our scripts to kids. To our students, those are the lines that matter. As we are gathered here today in our green room, okay, that's the last theater talk that I'll give you, I wish you all the most amazing opening night, because there really is nothing like opening night. No matter how many shows you launch in your career, opening night is different for everyone, every time. From the bottom of my heart, I am so proud to be a teacher in the White Bear Lake Area School District. I stand before the best of the best. And now you see the stage is set. Your production elements are all in place. It's showtime. Break a leg.
Thanks, Wendy. Our 2013 Teacher of the Year, Wendy Suya. As we each perform our various shows, it is important that we work together to reach our full potential. In this video, White Bear Lake Area High School band students show us just how important it is for each of us to strive to be our best for the good of the whole.
Hi, my name is Brandon Johnson, and this is the White Bear Lake Wind Ensemble, the top band in the district. Today, we're going to play for you a section from one of our pieces this year, Overture to Candide by Leonard Bernstein. This piece is highly demanding, but we'd like to illustrate for you a little bit of our process and what it means to be excellent in White Bear Lake Band. First, we're going to play a selection from this piece at 99% accuracy. Let's see how it goes. In any other activity, any other class, that 99% efficiency would be awesome. That would be nearly perfect. But in band, we can't accept that, as you saw just a little bit ago. But what happens if we play at 100% accuracy, hitting all notes, rhythms, and dynamics as written? Let's find out. That was pretty good, eh? Well, overall, band really requires something more than just hitting all notes, rhythms, and articulations correctly and at the right dynamic level. There's something else there, artistry, and that's something that we request every day from our band students. Here's what we request of our students every day.
And now, it's our turn to reach our best as a group. Student Andrea Jorison has composed a piece that will help us accomplish this goal, along with some help from the Mariners and White Bear band members.
Go Bears! If we live in White Bear or are part of the White Bear community, you hear this all the time. It's kind of like our motto, I guess you could say. So I decided that it was only fitting that I used Go Bears as inspiration to write a song that we're all gonna perform together. I used the letters that correspond with notes to guide a melody that I wrote, and then wrote the backup part for the band to accompany us. So it's a pretty simple melody on its own, but hence the theme, We Are Better Together. We're all gonna sing it, and the band is gonna back us up, and the Mariners choir is here to help us out, and it's gonna make a pretty cool song when we all work together. So we're going to teach you this song right now. It starts with a trumpet fanfare as an intro, and then I'll sing a line, and you guys can sing it back. And the lyrics are right there on the screen. So we're going to do that 4 times so you guys can hear how the whole thing goes, and then we're going to try it out. We are better together. We are better together. We are best joined as one. We are best joined as one. We are better together. We are better together. Our journey of the year has just begun. Our journey of the year has just begun. All right, so now we're all going to try it together, so everyone up. So we're going to sing this song 2 times all the way through. Don't forget the trumpet intro, so they're going to do that, and then we're all going to come in and sing it straight through twice. Don't forget the repeat. And sing loud. We are better together. We are best joined as one. We are better together. Our journey of the year has just begun. We are better together. We are best joined as one. We are better together. Our journey of the year has just begun. Oh. Thanks for singing with us.
An important part of how we are better together is the connections we have through our partnerships. At this time, we welcome representatives from our partnerships, our municipalities, our business community, and our volunteer community. We are better because of our community partnerships. Today, we will highlight a few of our partnerships and why they are so important. First, the White Bear Center for the Arts. In 2008, the White Bear Center for the Arts approached the school district with an offer of partnership. From its beginning in the 2008-2009 school year with community fundraising, art materials donations, and a big dream, this year our 3,700 elementary students will each experience 6 professionally taught art lessons. Recognized in 2010 with an Innovation Award from the University of Minnesota's Humphrey Institute, we congratulate the Center for the Arts on the grand opening of their new home just blocks from Central and North. Please welcome Executive Director Susie Hudson, Educational Director Danielle Cezanne, and an art teacher who enjoys rock star status whenever children see him at Cub Foods, Mr. Kyle Fredrickson. Next is the White Bear YMCA. Up until 4 years ago, our high school girls swim team practiced in the YMCA outdoor pool at 5 in the morning, at least until the ice began to form. Today, as a result of a partnership between the YMCA, the City of White Bear Lake, White Bear Township, and the school district, our high school girls and boys teams swim in the White Bear Lake Area Schools YMCA Aquatics Center. All of our elementary students receive water safety lessons in grades 2 or 3, and the YMCA and the school district partner on a wide range of programs supporting youth, families, and community. Representing the Y, please welcome Executive Director of the White Bear Lake Area YMCA, Shane Hofer. The McPhail Center for Music. Now in its year 9, this partnership based at Birch Lake Elementary School provides our community with the opportunity to take music lessons through the nationally recognized McPhail Center for Music. As part of the partnership, Birch Lake students receive additional music experiences, including violin and piano lessons. This past year, McPhail expanded their support for our schools, working with our secondary band and choir teachers to provide specialized clinics for our middle and high school music students. From McPhail, please welcome McPhail's Student Service Manager, Mike Olin. Our community business partners. Among the dozens of our community businesses which work closely with our schools and students, we have invited one business to represent the ongoing commitment of our community businesses. When they were recognized in 2011 as Business of the Year by the Chamber of Commerce, it was the Willow Lane principal who introduced the award. You will see Donatelli's represented at nearly every school community event. Annually, they help make dreams come true for Willow Lane students. 5th graders apply for jobs, are interviewed, trained, and for 4 days each winter take over Donatelli's to serve the community, including governors, senators, and all of us regular folks. From Donatelli's, please welcome owners. Nope, they're not here today? Okay, well, the owners are Triss and Steve Appleby. Let's give them a round of applause. Now there are community volunteers. White Bear Lake area schools have hundreds of volunteers, including many who are grandmas and grandpas to students who have none close by. Representing the many who serve, this couple was actively involved with an outreach of their church, looking for a way for a faith community to serve students and families. As a retired White Bear teacher, Jean knew firsthand how important it was for every student to have someone who cared and was a constant in their lives. Out of early discussions grew the Reading Buddies program at Willow Lane Elementary. Last year, 51 community volunteers came weekly to meet with their assigned students to listen, encourage, and care. Please welcome Reading Buddy mentors and all-around student advocates, Jean and Shirley Rule. The Tamarack Nature Center. In the midst of our community is a 400-acre nature center, part of the Ramsey County Park System. Each year, our partnership grows stronger. This year, we continue the successful My Nature Preschool, a preschool taught jointly by our teachers and Tamarack naturalists. We also continue close partnerships with Otter Lake and Vadnais Elementary Schools and increasing opportunities for other elementary school students and our middle and high school students as well. Our students come to experience the woods and prairie and learn both about nature and themselves. Please welcome Tamarack Nature Center Director, Marcy Oltman. The White Bear Lake area schools include all or parts of the communities of Birchwood, Gem Lake, Hugo, Lino Lakes, Little Canada, Maplewood, North Oaks, Vadnais Heights, White Bear Lake, and White Bear Township. These communities hold much in common, all being part of the school district, holding our core values of compassion, integrity, respect, responsibility, and service. And for any households with children or grandchildren, closets full of White Bear Lake Rec t-shirts. We work closely together and value the cooperation and support for us to be better together. This spring, we completed a comprehensive study of community fields and facilities to help with both short-term and long-range planning. Please welcome Ellen Richter, Assistant City Manager for the City of White Bear Lake. Mike Robertson, Interim City Administrator for North Oaks. Randy LaFoy, past mayor and now acting deputy mayor for Birchwood. Brian Bear, city administrator for the city of Hugo. Kevin Watson, city administrator for the city of Vadnais Heights. And Bill Short, clerk for White Bear Township. The Lakeshore Players. During the past 4 years, our high school musicals have received statewide recognition. Our high school one-act play achieved the state festival, and middle school and elementary productions have been outstanding. During the past 2 years, Lakeshore Players, a theater group in our community for 7 decades, has begun important steps in cooperative programming with our schools, staff, and students. Please welcome their artistic director, Ben Rutkowski. In our audience today are many who have benefited from generous donations coming from funds raised by the White Bear Lake Area Schools Foundation or resources gifted through the foundation. The foundation also raises money for and manages the Angel Fund, providing support to students and families in need. Our new high school writing center is made possible by the foundation. And last spring's fundraiser for music will give a big boost to our music staff and students. Representing the many who serve on the foundation, volunteer at events, or give to the funds, please welcome foundation officers Jenny Neto, Dawn Hank, and not with us today, but remembered is Connie Dixon. Thanks again for your partnerships, and you may return to your seats. Thanks very much. Let's have another round of applause for them. Our students understand we are better together in community. Watch our students in action in a video that includes footage taped during our 2013 Senior Service Day, when hundreds of White Bear Lake Area High School seniors volunteered in the community on their first official day of summer. The students celebrated the culmination of 13 years of school by serving their community.
Majority of the people in our school do some community service, whether that be ambassadors, National Honor Society, or just cleaning up after school.
We have so many different service groups at our school, and each group does their own service for community.
I love going over to the senior care center.
The choirs go and sing for nursing homes at Christmas time, and
we have to, take students out or add another day in to do it because so many students are volunteering to do stuff like that. Yeah, the kids think of community service as something helpful to do for other people.
It feels really good, just making people smile.
I love being a person that helps out people, and I just like to brighten other people's days and make them feel happy.
For me personally, I think compassion and service really stand out because I've seen a lot of people, come out of their shells and really interact with others and get involved with the community.
It helps build boys and girls into men and women in the end, and it shapes our school and our community into the place it really is.
We now welcome Pete Wilcoxon Sr., our Executive Director of Business Services, for an overview of the capital projects levy question that will be on the ballot on November 5th.
Good morning, everybody. So far today, the convocation has been very exciting, very entertaining, and very funny. And now you've got me. But take heart, because after a few comments, the video that we're going to play at the end is really, really good. I'm going to take a few minutes to talk about something called a capital projects levy. Its history, what it can be used for, and what the district's needs are in these various areas. We're also going to look at a community survey that took place this past spring and what the results showed about the community's feelings toward the school district and the levy. Finally, we'll talk a bit about the action that the school board took earlier this month that will put this question on the ballot in November. Capital Projects Levy was first passed by the community in November 2003. The ballot question clearly stated what the funds would be used for, and our question stated the uses as technology, equipment and software, textbook and media materials, and large musical instruments. Now, what I use as a way of reminding me what this said: textbooks, technology, tubas. The authorization for this levy was for 10 years, which ended with the property tax levy that was certified by the board last December. A community survey was done last spring to get an idea of what the community thought about the district and how they might feel about the capital projects levy. Community perception is very good, with almost 52% grading the district with an A or a B. But of the remaining 48%, 30% felt they didn't have enough information to answer the question. So only 17% gave the district a C or lower. 75% of the parents surveyed graded the district with an A or a B. When asked if this district can be trusted to manage its revenue, 62% of the residents surveyed and over 78% of the parents surveyed indicated that they strongly agree that the district can be trusted. When asked about the levy, almost 75% indicated that they would support a renewal. Along with the information about community feelings about the district and the levy, data was used to develop a recommendation based on charting the results that were received in all the interviews. Highlighted in the orange text, the recommendation to achieve majority support was to set a tax increase on a $200,000 home at or below $26. Needs in the areas listed on the ballot question have grown steadily over the past decade. Just think back to 2003 and what existed in technology and related software compared to what we have available to us today. For the past several years, reserves have been used to supplement the amount raised from the now expired levy, as well as reducing the overall dollars allocated to these areas. In preparing information to help determine what amount should be requested this year, the district prepared a list of the current and future costs anticipated for each area. As you can see on the screen, the annual needs identified total over $1.8 million a year. To be able to raise $1.8 million a year, the property tax impact created on various home values is shown here. The key one to refer to is the $200,000 home. The impact on that home would be a total of $59, which is a $33 increase over what was levied last year. You can see on this chart that the $33 puts the likelihood of being successful well outside the acceptable range. So what must then be determined is what level of increase can be achieved. The key factor in making the determination is where the increased amount on a $200,000 home would intersect the blue line. If the new levy were to generate about $1.4 million or about $400,000 less than the needs identified, the impact on a $200,000 home would be a total of $45, which is an increase of $19 over last year. How does that look when plotted on the chart we just looked at? As you can see, this change now puts the ballot question well within the successful range, almost a 64% chance of being successful with an error factor of plus or minus 4.5%. That's what was approved at our August school board meeting and will be contained within the question that the community will vote on in November. This slide shows what will be achieved if the ballot question is approved by the community in November. Each of these bullet points refer to specific language that is contained in the ballot question. Now we're going to watch a short video that talks about each of these points from the perspective of students, community members, staff, and our school board. Thanks for listening, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to give me a call.
The capital projects levy is where we get the software, the technology, the classroom pieces, the science equipment, the band instruments, the actual capital assets that we use to move the school forward on a regular basis. It's also about making administration efficient, and over time, it's what keeps the district current. It's what keeps us relevant with where education's going nationwide, where business is going nationwide.
We are extremely fiscally and financially responsible. When we set out a levy and we say we're going to levy funds from our taxpayers to pay for certain things, that's what we use it for. We don't divert it, we don't use it for any other purposes. We are very, very cognizant that we're dealing with taxpayers' money here. And just looking at the media materials that we've used capital projects levy dollars to fund, you know, education in its most fundamental state is reading, writing, and arithmetic, and that requires the books and the media sources that these kids use to learn those subjects and master them.
I think when a teacher needs something in their classroom or wants to do something innovative in their classroom, having the ability to give them those tools to then share those things with their students, that's really where the levy has played an important role.
I remember the first day that I saw those like little mini net books, and I was just like, my mind was blown. I was like, whoa, everyone gets like a little mini laptop, and it was really exciting. And then they've been adding more and more with the Chromebooks, and I see some teachers or administrators with iPads.
I think there was a time 20 years ago where if you were a teacher and you mastered the overhead projector, you were pretty set. And that just doesn't exist anymore. There isn't a tool that you can just master as a teacher and then be good to go from there. So that whole thing about lifelong learning, technology is helping to push us as educators.
I think technology has reinvented what I do. It's really allowed me to look at my teaching through a completely different lens. And it's really allowed me to reflect on what I do and to try to make what I do even better.
For students, what we see when we give them technology is that they really have more tools to create the kind of professional work that adults are creating so that it raises the bar for them.
It's really engaging them as learners. One of my favorite things that happened last year, my son was in 3rd grade, and he came home one day after school and had to quick get on Google Docs because he and another friend were going to meet there as a writing club. So they were meeting at 5 o'clock on Google Docs, and they were writing a story. It was awesome.
So much of the knowledge that we used to think of back in the day as being things that kind of sage on the stage teacher conveyed is not really stuff that teachers need to convey anymore. Because if you can Google something in 3 seconds, it's probably not something you need to memorize. You need to understand the context of it. And that's what teachers can do. And then really spend more of their class time helping students dig into the deeper questions and making connections to other things that they're learning. That's an exciting part, I think, of technology.
The Capital Projects Levy has really allowed us to replace worn-out inventory. It's the things that our students use to make our art form, our instruments, and especially the large ones. As a district, we're committed to having those available for them to rent or to use, and they're quite expensive. So that capital levy that is expiring really is to help us to kind of whittle away a mountain of instruments from the 1950s and 60s that just are worn out. Music is so important for kids. It's such a valuable avenue for expression for them, to play with people, to give and take, to listen, to adjust, to be proud of something together, to fail at something even, and then try and make it better. The White Bear community plays a vital role in the success of our students in music. It's so much more fun to put on a concert when there's a live audience and response, or you're being cheered for at an athletic event, or the parents are standing up and jumping in the stands when the drumline is jumping at a football game. When a music program is successful, it gives the community something to be proud of, and it also produces great citizens.
The community is vital to the success of our school district.
The resources our community provides, the support that they provide, the partnerships that they're providing, all contribute to the success of our students.
They support our school athletics, they support our school extracurricular activities, our debate teams, all of that. And they really add to White Bear pride.
White Bear is one of the proudest communities I've ever been part of.
Yeah, I think there is a natural sense of pride living in White Bear Lake and saying, yeah, my kids go to White Bear Lake schools. Go Bears.
My husband, and when he and I met, he lived in St. Paul. I had a new house out in White Bear, and I said it was non-negotiable. If we're going to get married and have kids, it's got to be in the White Bear School District.
Having a strong school system, I don't see what could be higher, really, in a community.
If you have a well-functioning school system, you're attracting new residents. You're impacting the types of businesses that would like to locate into that community. You're impacting the types of activities that would be available within your community.
I frequently meet people who attended school here. And so it's a community that a lot of people return back to. And so I think when we prepare students successfully for the world after high school, that a lot of these students are coming back into our community, and they're our community leaders, and they're running businesses. And because we have that kind of culture here, that providing successful students back to our community is really important.
Everywhere I go in White Bear, I see that kind of passion about the community and commitment to the school. So it makes White Bear a very, very fun place to be.
Go Bears!
At this time, we welcome to the stage Superintendent Dr. Michael Lovett.
I'm going to delay just a moment here, hoping that Emily and the tap dancers will return. I'd like to acknowledge before I start just a few remarks for all the work, the creative, original work that our staff and students did in preparation for this convocation. Please give them one more hand. Colleagues, when the history of White Bear Lake area schools is written, how will 2013 be remembered? To hear our students talk about this past year, it will be remembered as the year we had a snow day. For those of you who are new to us this year, discussing snow days may puzzle you, especially in the hottest week of the year. But to students in White Bear Lake, the infrequency of snow days is either a matter of school pride or deep longing, depending on who does the telling. As a child in your own hometown, half awake on a winter morning, you may remember listening to the TV or to the radio announcing school closings in alphabetical order. Something like Albany closed, Amboy closed, Bertha closed, Chatfield closed, Clarissa, 2-hour late start, but stay tuned. Now consider how long students in White Bear Lake have to wait until the announcer gets to the W's. Of Minnesota's 330 school districts, White Bear Lake is about 328 in alphabetical order. So if any of you grew up in Young America or Zumbrota, you will understand our pain. Colleagues, there is no single topic on which I get so much unsolicited advice. In this case, our community does seem to approve of our theme of "We're Better Together." Consider this Sunday night email from a 9th grader. Dear Dr. Lovett, I think you should close school tomorrow for 2 reasons. First, we've never had a snow day, and the students would be surprised and happy. 2, it would enhance your reputation and make you popular. A few of you know that that was written by Caduce when he was a 9th grader. Late on a Sunday night in this past December, after more than a foot of fresh snow, my doorbell rang. I sprang to my feet to see what was the matter, and away to the door. I flew like a flash. Now, I know that's been used before, but this is footnoted in the script. Alas, I saw only footprints, small footprints, leading to our neighbor's house. On the front porch were freshly baked cinnamon muffins, offered to me on one condition. Yes, that I close school. As I read and studied the cryptic hand-printed note, little did I know that a photo of that note had already been posted, yes, on Facebook. 400 middle school kids the next day said, "Didn't you get the muffins?" When we finally had a snow day in March, it was a time of celebration, as I understand, good deeds. All the students reported to me how well they'd used the day. However, in regard to any hopes that I might have had for my reputation, the next week a group of high school students came up to me and said, "Dr. Lovett, could we have another snow day?" These weeks of August have been warm, and dreams of snow days will come in another season. Now it is time to begin again. The other day, I asked one of our colleagues who was here for the middle school schedule night, "How was your summer?" "Too long," he replied. Now, not all of you would answer that way. But he was ready to be back, to work magic in his classroom, to watch students respond to his challenges, and to delight in their growth. I asked another teacher as I was going through the middle school, "What's on your mind as you get ready?" He said, "I try to keep my mind on the end of the year. I need to remember where last year's students started the year and where they ended the year. I need to be patient and not use all my tricks on the first day." Then he smiled as he said, "Teaching is like parenting." Listening to our colleagues, we can't help but gain insights and inspiration. When we listen, watch, and be open to our colleagues, we can't help but to be better. We are a community. We are better together. Many of us in this auditorium are sports fans. In football, some root for the team in purple. And some of you cheer for that other team, the one to the east. Sounds pretty much 50-50. Let's try again. Purple. Green. I'm staying out of this one. We also cheer for the Twins in baseball and make excuses when their hitting or their pitching makes us cringe or cry. But however generous we are to our teams, we tend to be tougher on ourselves. When a team we coach doesn't do as well as we hope or expect, we look to ourselves for what we could do better. When our students don't perform as well as we had anticipated, we get deeply disappointed and consider the same. Some folks in our world today seem to think that school achievement improves by shaming students and teachers to do better, as though we're holding back. I don't believe that to be true. What brings about significant and sustained growth in student performance in the classroom, on stage, on the playing field, on the court, is every one of us working together on behalf of students. And you are doing just that for our students here in White Bear Lake area schools. Consider these good news stories. All of our child care and extended day programs have now received state accreditation. Congratulations to you. In addition, just this past spring, our preschool programs received 4-star ratings from the Parent Aware Initiative, the highest level of recognition given in the state of Minnesota. Congratulations to all of you. Today and this week, MCA results will come out, and we want you to know that our elementary science proficiency, based on state MCA tests given last spring to all 5th graders, is up dramatically for the 5th consecutive year, enough that our district results are up another 5 percentile, now 10 points above the state average. Congratulations to everyone who works at our elementary schools with those kids. Not everything is in the newspaper. Another important benchmark we use is a nationally normed test given to students at 8th grade and at 10th grade. And these are called Plan and Explore. They measure student success in math, reading, science, and social studies, and look at benchmarks on how well the students are preparing and how well they will be prepared for college. This year we saw another dramatic increase in all 4 areas, reflecting the tremendous work of all of you at our middle schools and high school. Congratulations to you as well. I think it's important to recognize when scores increase at that magnitude. Those of you who are working with our most accelerated students have responsibility for that, and everyone who works with children who have special learning needs, who are learning the English language, who are new to our country or community, or for one reason or another, just don't feel like they're fitting in. All of us work together to make all of those students successful. We thank you for your work. We're deeply grateful. I want to acknowledge also at South Campus, where we've been making, in recent years, huge strides in math proficiency. Now, the state changed the rules a bit on math, but we're continuing to go for 100%. In fact, our South Campus students in math improved their performance on MCAs another 10% this year. Congratulations to all of you who worked on that. I don't have costumes like George Kimball did this morning, but I want to take a moment to acknowledge those colleagues who are side by side with us in our work every day. Our custodians, including the teams who worked Saturday and Sunday through the heat at Matoska and Vadnais to clean up this summer's major construction projects. Thank you for our custodial staff. You've been fabulous this summer. I don't know whether our grounds crew is still in the dark back there, but I want to acknowledge the commitment and pride of our grounds crew, because your commitment and pride on the outside convinces our community of the commitment and pride that goes on inside. They've just done fabulous work this year, and I want to have you make a special point. Some of the schools have additional plantings, have additional landscape. Really make a point to connect with Kevin Fernandez and the members of that team. They've been just doing fabulous work. I want to acknowledge our tech team, including this summer for the first time, many of our school computer aides who worked as part of the team this summer following the custodians after they finished the cleaning, coming in and making sure all of our technology was ready. It was warm work for them this summer. So everybody on the tech team, including our media aides, thank you for your work. I want to acknowledge our child nutrition staff who, as Lori Swanson said, know that food tastes better when served with a smile, but they have also made dramatic improvements in the health of our food and menus over the last 2 years while keeping within our budgets. Just tremendous work with our food service. So thank you for that. Finally, I want to acknowledge our clerical and paraprofessional staff who greet, support, help, encourage, give us advice even when we didn't know we needed it, and contribute tremendously to the success of our students and family. Thank you for all of you who stand by us and do that work. This morning we have an opportunity to see students reflect on and actually create some work showing how they're better together. We know we're better together. The words of Wendy Suya really touched my heart when she described all of our work as being on the stage. All of us have audience. All of us are directors within our own realm. I'd like to end my remarks today by reflecting on some stories that might be your stories, but they're all taken from the Excellence Program from last spring. About 70 of our high school seniors each year are recognized. Each student has an opportunity then to recognize one educator who has really meant a lot to him or her and helped through those years. So consider these excerpts from last spring's program. Elementary school was a rough time for me. I was a bit of an awkward kid and had trouble making friends. But he believed in me despite these things. Even though I didn't like coming to school, I always enjoyed seeing him. He was kind and patient with me. These words are from Madeline Phelps. Madeline is a quiet young lady, but she was recognized at graduation this past year with the Bear Award for Academics, the highest award that we give. She was writing about her first grade teacher who was in his first year of teaching. Take note. That was Mark Thiessen of Vadnais Heights Elementary. She was my first teacher when I moved to Minnesota. She welcomed me with open arms and helped me adjust to my new surroundings. She took me under her wings as if I were one of her own. That's Nicholas Bauer writing about his third grade teacher, Brenda Shea of Oneek Elementary. I would have missed out on an entire life experience if I didn't have him as a teacher. He taught me to believe in myself, that I can do anything I strive for. Go salt and light your world. That's Carly Edson writing about her 7th grade history teacher, Mr. Wee Wen. I've known her since I was in 1st grade. Every day I walked into the kitchen, her warm and bubbly personality made me feel welcomed. The kindness she has shown me over the years has affected my entire school career. That's graduate Sydney Simmons writing about her elementary school lunch lady, Roxy Knops of Willow Lane Elementary. He demands your best. He teaches with encouragement and patience. He never criticizes, but gives helpful critiques. He shows respect and is fair with all players. That's Austin Ludke writing about his varsity football coach, Mr. Keith Lockwood, physical education teacher. If I was too afraid to ask questions, she would reassure me. She continuously pushed me not to give up. and to overcome my obstacles. She knew I could do it, and I did. That's Amalia Yang writing about her high school math teacher, Deanna Peterson. Colleagues, there are 65 such stories in that excellent event program. More importantly, there are thousands of other stories, some written in personal, private journals, some turned in as language arts assignments, and some still in hearts. And you are the stars of those stories. This year we add another chapter to our lives and the lives of nearly 9,000 White Bear Lake students, from we preschoolers to young adults. Let's title this chapter, We're Better Together. Go Bears.
Once again, we turn to our students to encapsulate the feeling of we're better together as members of White Bear Nation.
White Bear Nation is like everyone is just one big community.
It's bear pride. You're never ashamed of being a White Bear student.
Everybody here includes everybody else in everything. There's no separation.
We do everything we can to support everyone because we want to be the best people we can be.
I think one of the things I love most about going here is the pride that everyone has.
The games are awesome. The students are all dressed in blaze orange and we're cheering for our team.
If you're a White Bear fan, another White Bear fan will cheer with you.
You have like a sense of belonging here.
You can rely on them as like a brother or a sister more than just a friend.
It's a big family.
We're just a big loving community and we want the best of everyone.
We know we're part of something. Like, you never feel like you're lost at White Bear because there's always someone else there who is kind of making sure you feel a part of something.
We've reached the end of our 2013 opening convocation. So, thank you and go Bears!